Hi everyone. Now, I am in a great mood. I've just been flicking through all our Twitter account, or whatever it's called, X, and it just, I mean, all the lovely things that happen. And I mean, there was one bit in there that I'm going to talk about that I loved the most. It involves me thrashing children at table tennis. Um, but it was another example when I go through, I think this school just keeps on giving. But I don't like X anymore. I don't know if you've been on it much, but it's become really weird. The stuff that gets on there, you know, I don't feel comfortable. Like, I mean, some of the video, I don't know what Elon Musk is doing with it, but it's not the direction I want to go. So I think we're going to take the school away from X and move it to another platform. Personally, I quite like Facebook. We're doing that at Pencoitra at the minute. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm turning comments off. But I think it's a better engagement thing. I think it makes fit more in with parents' lives rather than having to go to X and have to be like subjected to all the other posts. So that's the first thing. But the main thing I want to talk about this week is sixth formers because we are using our sixth formers so much better now. Because when you go to sixth form, anyone can get the grades. What about all the extra things on top of it? So our sixth form prefects, what a difference you're making. I mean, every single parents' evening we have, they're there and they're better than us at doing the event. So there's that. The next thing we've done is we're having too many pupils join clubs now, which is a lovely problem to have. So what we're going to do now is, like I said before, the sixth formers are actually going to get paid to run those clubs because they've got the right qualifications. So Lego, for example, has got like 80 pupils doing it. And the sixth formers are helping out with that. And they've just joined a Lego League, which is a big event, which means we get lots of funding for that. Anyway, I went to one of the pupil-led clubs the other day. I went up to table tennis where there were 40 pupils, there were two sixth formers, and one of the year eights or year sevens, I don't know which one, came up to me and said, "Mr. Robinson, I think I can beat you at table tennis." And like there were some heads who would try and let him have a good game, enjoy it. I'm not one of those people. So I flicked my tie over my shoulder. I gave it everything I'd got, and I thrashed him. I did. And then his mate came across. I beat him as well. So for me, it was quite a special time. I don't know how the kids felt. But what I loved was it wasn't being run by staff. The staff were just in the corner. It's pupils running it for other pupils. Everyone has a lovely time. That's how school should be. So that's really it this week. I'm not going to try and say too much to you. I think the main thing I want to say to you is, because it's got to be worth saying. So I was speaking to the year sevens last night, year sevens parents, and say, we have now got the best attendance in the Vale, higher than Cowbridge, higher than Stanwell, much higher than some of the other ones. But I'm not going to say the names of them because I'm not like that. We are number one, and that's because you guys are getting your children to come to school, and because your children are happy to come to school. We have to maintain that, and we have to keep on pushing. So as we come into there's lots of coughs and colds going around. If you're well enough to kind of get up, I'd much rather you get sent home from school than not going at all. So getting into school is one of the most important things that pupils can do. Despite us doing well, we are still 4% below what it is in England, and I want to get to where they are in England. Great. Well, have a lovely weekend. See you later.